Okay. All right. Okay. So, I guess looking at this, the first question would be, what made you look for coaching?
Well, I play in an all-female team,
Okay.
and I was in a really bad mentality when it came to the game for the longest time. And I think now that I'm in the right mindset and I can accept being coached, I decided to purchase some coaching.
Okay. It is versus Caitlyn, so just be careful. You can you started E. You can take north side early on, which is fine. We just want to look to auto. Okay, yeah, this is really good. We hit the back line, yep. Okay. Some mistakes already, but that's fine. We'll go over them. Okay, just let it come into you. Just let it come into you. You're okay if I talk and give you information, right?
Yeah,
not,
I'm
like,
just
super
not gonna
distracting.
be talking.
Yeah, just focus, and you don't have to. Yeah. Okay. We want to stay away from our support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I'm so nervous.
You're okay. You're okay. Twitch chat doesn't exist for you. Don't worry about it. Okay?
Okay.
You do what I do. I just put Spotify over chat. That's why it's fun. Okay, careful. He might be in there.
Aw.
Okay, yeah. We don't want to do that. Yep. You're fine. You're fine. Just play it back. We can recover. It's not a big deal. We have to recover on the next reset. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help us, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, this. Okay, nice. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Good. All right, let's just shove. Careful for the opponent jungler. He's gonna be on the right hand side soon.
I can't. It's gonna push into us. There's more minions for them.
Okay, but you're not gonna get a good lane state by the way your teammates are playing. Okay, we'll talk about it later. It's fine. So you're not wrong, but in this regard, you are wrong relative to how Zyra's playing. Your camera control. It's fine. We're gonna go over everything, but your camera control is like almost non-existent. Oh, Caitlyn should just okay.
I don't know.
That's okay. I assume that someone was behind her that she would play like that.
This is so messy. I don't want to be in it.
Yep, yeah.
But there's
It's chaos. You just have to play space and properly. Okay, Varus just used Q. Okay, that guy just used his knockup as well. Okay, they have very little CC and Maokai ult is coming down, so this is very free. Gnar might have ult. I'm not sure. Just be careful. Okay, Shyvana's on cooldown as well.
I'm out here.
No, just run. Okay, careful. He had vision. Our job is not to try to do anything right now. We just have to wait. The opponent has proven to us that they're not good, and they're going to troll into us. We just have to be patient. We'll find the opportunity. What's really holding you back is just your ability to lane early on. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, just run. You can eat that. It's not a big deal. Just watch the... Yeah, you're gonna have to flash it. We're dead. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're so bad. Holy shit, they died too. Oh my god. Can we tap to see Dragon Timer? I actually didn't read. It's okay. Alright, what are you thinking after this?
Item-wise, or what to do?
Not item-wise, but rotation-wise. No, I guess item-wise too. Okay, we should have stayed for that next wave, but that's okay. It's really late now. Do you know why we should have stayed for that wave?
So it crashes?
Well, yeah, they can actually freeze. It's not like they're good enough to freeze. But like they end up getting away for free. What are we thinking now?
I stay mid.
Okay. We can actually try to freeze the mid wave.
Okay.
Ping Pantheon up to top lane. This fucking animal. There we go. Okay, yeah. Slow push. Don't Q. Yeah. It's fine. Slow push. We have no objective to fight over. The only objective available is on the left-hand side. It's already gone, so it doesn't matter. We're just playing for Dragon.
I don't want to hold this wave, though.
You can hold it. You have nowhere to be. You have nowhere to be right now. You have corruption potions.
I'm gonna trump.
You have the wave locking. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You should look at Pantheon while this is happening.
Bro, finish the fucking Drake! Why are you fighting? Sorry.
No, it's fine. This is this is okay. We feed off this energy, you know. Okay, you need to just get out. Yeah. Just run. This is healthy. Exactly. This is healthy. You're okay to vent.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, so what do you think holds you back as a player? Why do you think you're in this MMR?
I tilt a lot, like quite a lot, and sometimes like if I see opponents might be like clicking better than me or their movements are better than me, I get like kind of intimidated and I start playing like really defensively.
Right. So okay, fair. What else do you think is holding you back in like what is holding you back from D1? Outside of mentality.
D1?
Outside of mentality. If we can assume that D1 is the next tier.
I think like I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. So obviously the ping is a factor, but this is doable. Now I'm actually kind of semi-impressed that you were able to hit this MMR with this ping and still are, mentally sane after playing AD carry. I don't know why on earth you picked this role. It's very hard to play with high ping, but that's fine. The problem is you are limited on champion pool, so you should limit yourself to more easier champions. Okay?
Okay.
So playing stuff like Aphelios or playing stuff like Ezreal or playing stuff that is more ping reliant is not something you need to do. And so what is really holding you back is levels 1 to like 6. In this case, it's like levels 1 to like 3 that are really holding you back. So we're gonna go over it, right? Surprisingly, your movements aren't terrible relative to dodging, but within the lane phase, it just seems like you're completely lost. So for starters, the immediate exaggerated opening up to the north side doesn't happen, and that's really strange to me, right? Because it's not like, who the hell was your support again? I don't even remember. Christ.
Zyra.
No, that's you. That's yours. It's Brian.
Zyra.
Okay. So the exaggerated opening doesn't happen, which to me is it's a little strange. Where you should just move in and search for the E. If she opts to Q, it's fine because the Q is it's easier to maneuver around, right? But you can easily move in and search for the initial Q because she can't really react to that, and players at this MMR aren't gonna react to that, right? Regardless, moving forward, we opt to auto. Now, when I see you auto the backline, this is really good. Why do you do this?
So they miss XP on one of the caster minions?
Okay. This actually also allows you to retain the line.
Okay.
Right? So what ends up happening is, even if you end up, if you manage to win on wave 1 and you end up killing the backline casters, the line will still be in a spot inside of the lane where Zyra and you can actually make use of level 2. Whereas if you did the opposite and you ended up killing the frontline casters, the lane was actually pushing into them, and that's really bad. Although you can still do stuff for level 2, it's not as beneficial. Right? Because they have options to retreat. So when I see this, automatically I'm assuming you're probably a challenger player, right? Then when I see this is weird. Now I'm assuming you're probably lucky, or you're like a diamond player, or you're a master player, because you click up for no reason, you click to the right for no reason, and then you opt to auto the middle minion for some weird reason. Whereas if you just kill the first minion onto the north side, it allows you to not necessarily take south side pocket, because Xerath can actually make use of the bush and force you out. If you're versus a melee champion, obviously, it's not as that. It is more beneficial because then they can't actually do that inside of the bush, and you do gain control of like the lane even more. But in this case, just kill off the first red because it reduces the red side DPS, which allows you to then have the blue wave do more damage, thus playing for level 2.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I have this really bad habit of moving back instead of like moving to the side, but I don't know what was the correct thing here, but I think that minions aggro you if you like click on them, the back ones.
No, they don't. Not from here.
Okay.
Not from
My
here.
bad.
Not possible. And we can go over that actually by right here. If you auto this one pulls up, but this is not going to aggro you. See, it's not aggroing you. It is. Well, you move back, but it's not going to aggro you, right? It's just not possible.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the fundamentally it's not going to happen, right, regarding minions. So it's just bad. again, we want to kill off the red minion. So when you even out the wave, this is fine if Zyra's on the same page as you, because then obviously you can then use your spells to try to get a better lane state. However, this support is not this guy's not a support player, clearly. And then we don't space properly here, and this is bad because then we don't layer these minions properly, and we end up losing one minion, which is fine still.
Can you explain what you mean by space properly?
So in this case, with these minions moving in, this could have easily been 2 autos already. And then if you kill this minion off early, it allows you to play on the north minions a lot faster. But when you make a movement like this, it loses tempo. It doesn't give you value. So had you just killed off and you had spaced the HP of these 3 frontline minions a little better, this situation in a second wouldn't have happened, where you end up losing a minion for virtually no reason, right? And then this is weird, because now you're kind of conflicted, right? Because it doesn't really matter because she's going to opt to auto. This should always be an E. You end up missing. This E is very short, very delayed. Doesn't make sense, right? So it ends up being a little bad, but that should always be an E. And now, again, you're clicking and wasting time by clicking north, when we can acknowledge that we have 3 reds versus 3 blues. Technically, it's actually 2 blues versus 3 reds. So Caitlyn is actually winning the lane right now, even though we had first response in the lane, and that to me is very concerning. So when you play against better AD carries, you end up losing out. So what's essentially happened is you've lost out on wave because of the current HP values and the way you space the minions and the way you approach the lane early on, and the fact that we should have just won. We've essentially lost on wave 1, where now she can get control of wave 2, and then we can bounce on wave 4. And this is where Caitlyn wins. You die on wave 4. If the opponent jungler is a little more aggressive, if the support is a little better and they're on the same page, and if the opponent jungler ends up starting onto the left-hand side of the map. Because Shyvana could be substituted with anything. Could be substituted with Volibear, could be substituted with any jungler who has some level of approach, right? Where at wave 4, you just die because of the opening that the jungler ends up taking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So now why is this okay? In this situation, why is the bounce on 4 not as bad? Because if we can acknowledge that wave 4, it looks like a 9, I'm sorry, that my 4 is a 9, so it literally look the same. If we can acknowledge that we've lost on wave 4, why is it not so bad that we've lost on wave 4? Why do we still have some form of redemption? Why can this lane still be salvaged on 4?
I don't know.
Okay, okay, so let's say, for example, that Shyvana starts. I'm gonna make you answer this on your own because you can come to these conclusions, right? I'm assuming that you played in Diamond with 150 ping. I know that you're capable of understanding ADC to a deeper level, and that's what we want to try to approach. If Shyvana starts onto the right-hand side, or actually, let's scratch that. If Shyvana starts onto the left-hand side, by wave 4, she'll be onto the right-hand side looking for a gank. If Shyvana does the opposite and starts onto the right-hand side, what's going to happen by wave 4?
She's going to be looking for top crab?
Exactly. She's going to be
like a gank.
Exactly. She'll be on the left-hand side. Meaning that wave 4 is not necessarily the danger wave, because even if we end up losing out on wave 4, it's not so bad. Because if we are able to crash on wave 4, at what wave can Shyvana end up pathing back to the right-hand side, assuming that nothing has ended up happening up into top lane or mid lane?
When she gets a recall?
Right, which would be on what wave if we lose on 4?
Like 6?
Exactly. 6 to 6.5 is when Shyvana will be back onto the wave. But what's going to happen on wave 6 if wave 4 is being played here?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Okay. What's going to happen on wave 6 if wave 4 is being played around this vicinity?
It's gonna slow push back to us?
Exactly.
Possibly?
So wave 4 can crash, and if you're able to crash wave 4 and you're able to buffer wave 5, 6.5 and 7 return into you. This is the same time when Shyvana is back onto the right-hand side and can't do anything against you. So this is okay. That's why I said it's not so bad that we've lost on wave 4. However, if the opponent jungler had a left side opening, which we had a ward, so we can easily determine that, and relative to when Gnar shows up in the lane, we can also, see that, and his, the mana bar or whatever, right? It depends. Because if the opponent starts on the left-hand side, we've lost on wave 4. And so levels 1 to 3 become so much more crucial. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. This is ADC in a nutshell. From like its most like this is like ADC. It's most like, you know, like the next level of AD, which even professional players fail to realize.
I have this really bad habit, like where I pretend like I'm 1v2 in lane, my support
You
does
are.
not
This
exist.
is a 1v9. These players are the equivalent of intermediate bots, and they're not here to help you. And this game is a
Yeah.
solo play, a solo game until you're at least high or mid diamond, because you're not gonna have
How?
teammates. These people don't care, or maybe they do care, but they don't understand enough to try to remedy the problems that end up happening in solo queue.
Yeah.
Right? But does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
This scenario is absolutely unacceptable in high levels of play if you have first response in lane. It's acceptable if you have late response. Late response is what Caitlyn and Xerath had because they were wasting time, you know, doing whatever in the right side jungle for absolutely no reason. Right?
Mhm.
Anyways, moving forward. So that was just essentially level 1. This ends up happening. This is weird because you end up spacing right into Zyra. Right? This is not good. You have to space away from Zyra, so then Xerath has an option to either hit you or hit Zyra. But at this point, sorry, Xerath has the option, and at this point, you should already concede the lane. So your movements should be back here, up and down. And so the clicks should never be over here. They should always be from point A to point. Let me draw this smaller. Point A to point B, inside of this angle. And as this minion is low, you should be positioned to point B to try to hit it, and then immediately tether back to point A so that this guy doesn't end up getting a W onto you. But this movement here, like, not okay. It's just not okay.
Yeah.
Right? This is bad. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we end up getting, clipped by the comet. That sucks. And again, now we don't have E. And again, like, this is just really unlucky.
I think I got really cocky in lane because I know that they were not gonna get 2 first.
They're gonna get 2 first.
I don't know. What?
They're going to get level 2 first.
They're not. They missed XP. Wait, I think so. Holy shit, then I'm just bad, I guess. No, I'm pretty sure they missed XP.
Level 2.
What the fuck?
You lost on wave 1.
Oh.
You lost on wave 1.
Oh my god. Okay, I fucked
What
up.
the hell is that sound? Sorry. Okay, I don't know. My fucking computer. Anyways, you lost on wave 1. But you're playing against people who don't have keyboards. So they're back in Narnia
Yeah, they're
and they
moving
don't
back.
give a shit. They don't care. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, they moved back?
Yes, they moved back. They should have killed you.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
So you've lost on wave 1, and in turn lost on wave 4. This is because of this. They should just move into you. Right? As this minion is dying, so 1, like, this should never be a click back. It should always be a click forward. And level 2 comes out, should be right here. Should just be looking for a trade. I mean, this guy's moving in. Like, I don't know. He's moving in. So this is not good. Anyways, regardless, as long as you understand. And again, then we position back onto the left side of the lane where we're next to Zyra for some weird reason when Xerath has his W up. Whereas we should have just conceded the lane. The lane's coming into us. Because these players have shown to us that they don't understand wave management relative to how they're spacing the minions, and the wave is just going to come into us.
Yeah.
So we don't have to try to... Like, again, right? We don't have to try to do this. So, essentially what's happening here is the lane is being played inside of a linear angle, right? In the sense where both champions, they scale off of linear shots with the Xerath Q and the Caitlyn Q. And so your clicks shouldn't necessarily be from point A to point B. Rather, they should be from point A to point B, green side. Because this allows you to dodge, but this in itself also requires you to play the lane over here, not this deep.
Okay.
Right? Anyway, so we Q, and then again, like, you have a minion disadvantage. Sure, you're on cooldown, but they don't care. They can trade HP for HP and still come out ahead, especially when Zyra doesn't have her spells up. And with the 2 minion advantages, they should have just gone into, but they didn't do that. So a lot of what's happening here is you're not able to play you're not able to be, you're not challenged, and so you're stuck in MMRs because you're playing with other players who don't care to challenge you. Right? So I know you're playing inside of this organization, and I'm assuming that there is some level of infrastructure here, but I'd recommend that you tell your coaches to please just fucking get 2 more bot lane players and 2v2 versus you. Right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we do. We start that this week, actually.
Yeah. And you talk about the coaches and you tell them, okay, so we're gonna play off of wave 4. We're gonna try to win on wave 1 and 3. Okay, 4 we lose. Okay, 6 is salvageable. This is like the next level of league, which even professional players can't seem to grasp for some whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, this is all like, I've been coached this before, but like, it's really hard to implement.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, at least for me, it takes practice, and I've like slowly started to learn. It's very sad that I've started to learn this now, but like around minute 3:15 is when like all that happens, like you said, wave 4.
Yeah.
So I go by minute, not the waves.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's not pretty much. Again, the spacing inwards is really bad. This in itself is, and now we've just lost the lane. Right? There's not much we can really do. We can try to look for a Q, but we don't know if she has E up. I don't think she started traps or second. But if you move in, she can E auto you. She doesn't. I don't know. This like we don't want to trade HP for HP. We just want the lane to come into us, right? And again, we're wasting time. By these, we've clicked 2 times towards the left-hand side of the lane for whatever reason, when Caitlyn and Xerath have proven to us that they don't care about harassing us for whatever reason. They should be here and here, but they don't do that. And so, because you have downtime and you have breathing room that these 2 players have granted you, you can easily use this tempo to kill this minion off, auto this, and let this wave crash. If you you kind of have to let the wave crash. When the wave crashes, there's less. You've essentially cushioned the time that they can actually harass you under tower. Because now you've essentially killed off 2 minions. So then really, you just have to space against these 4, which is fine to do. Which is a lot more easier to do than to space against all 6.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's a tempo issue here.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, like we just want to play back. We have to stop trading HP for HP, and we want to preserve. Our HP is essentially our lifeline here, which is obvious, but we don't want to. We can give up minions if we've lost on certain waves, right? Because we have to. The point is you have to find the salvage wave, right? If wave 4 is the wave lost, maybe the salvage wave is like wave 6 or 8, or sorry, 6 or 9. Sorry, not 8. 8 wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Anyways, everything other than this is really just the. It's the same issues, over and like why are we so front? Over and over again. The lane's essentially lost, and there's nothing we can really do to try to come back in the lane. So, anyways, so what the heck happens here?
But it's a mental game now, like.
Well, it's a mental game because you played level 1 and 3 terribly. But you shouldn't have it. It shouldn't be a mental game. When you should have played the 1 to 3 properly, right? Like this is weird, right? They should never let you lock this lane. Which they don't really care even if it does lock, but it's whatever, right? So this is essentially wave 3 that ends up arriving, right? Now something weird has happened, right? Whereas wave 3 ends up locking slightly, so the bounce back is a little slower, which is bad for the opponents because Echo is going to be onto the right hand side very, very soon. If wave 3 crashes, sorry, she's red for colors. If wave 3 crashes and wave 3 buffers here, right? Then wave 4 bounces. They're protected from Echo. So at this point, inside of the lane, I can't coach you relative to what you should do because you've already lost the game. I can only teach you what to do relative to what the opponents can do. So in many situations in your future games, you are going to be the Caitlyn, or you're going to have the Xerath, where you're going to be inside of these situations. Now, as Caitlyn and Xerath, if they are aware that Echo's on the left-hand side with, let's say, 12 CS, right? Then we should know that there's obviously 16, 20, 24 onto the right-hand side of the map. And so then we know that he's going to be back onto the right-hand side of the map. And so buffering on 3 is so much better than locking on 3 because the bounce on 4 is so much faster. But however, if we end up shoving with 3 and we end up shoving 4, we're dead. Unless it's like, unless they know and they get vision, and Shyvana's matching, but we're playing in Diamond 4. Let's not give these people too much credit.
Yeah.
Right? So in some games, you're gonna see Double Lift, or you're gonna see Uzi, or you're gonna see Reckless hard shove the wave constantly. It doesn't mean that they're not aware of these things. They're not doing it because there's no reason to.
What's the reason then?
Reason as in what? Why'd you just hard shove?
Yeah.
Well, there could be many reasons. Many reasons, as though maybe mid lane is not inside of a state that they can really come down. Maybe top lane is always being swept for the teleport. Maybe Dragon is always. Maybe our jungler always is looking for an invasion. Maybe it's Kindred versus Zac, for example.
Yeah.
Right? And so pushing and always having priority inside of the lane is beneficial. But we can't just assume that this kind of wave management is staple. Right? It depends on jungle, depends on mid lane, depends on top lane. Like Echo, sorry, not Echo, but Pantheon can come teleport down at 6. And so we can't just look to auto shove because it's not beneficial.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does. I'm just mad at myself.
Well, that's actually a good thing, and it's also, well, don't be too mad at yourself because it's not a big deal. This stuff is, even Master AD carries are clueless about this. But it's okay to be a little bit mad about yourself because that shows that you actually care about the game. Right?
Yeah.
And you're chasing for improvement. Okay?
Okay.
So, I mean, there's really not... I mean, we're going to go over a challenger player in a minute. We're going to compare you to the challenger. But at this point, I know that there's nothing else to go over. The game is over at level 2. Right? Technically, on paper, the game... Obviously, they're Diamond 4. They're going to make errors, but the game is over. Anyway, so moving forward, we end up just losing. Oh, you have to go in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's totally fine. I will go over the challenger player really quickly with you then. Anyway, so this game is essentially just over, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions about any of that so far?
No, I just fucking hate playing Varus, to be honest, but it's such a OP pick.
Well, you have to get better at ADC, and Varus allows you to do that.
I mean, what I do is I just, like, legit one-trick a champion, whoever's in meta. I, like, played... This was my Smurf I got from, like, Silver to Plat 1 in, like, a week. Just playing Aphelios.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm trying to spam, like, Varus. Honestly, right now, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest.
Do you watch pros?
I used to, but, like, not anymore.
The best person to watch is probably Arrow.
Arrow?
Yeah, Arrow. Arrow. Someone in Twitch chat, if you can link it for her, it'd be appreciated.
Is he NA player?
No. Jesus Christ, no. He's I wouldn't do that to you. He's
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's a Korean AD carry.
Okay.
And he speaks English.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So in Twitch chat, people have. Thank you guys. They've linked the Arrow's stream. He's an NA. He's a Jesus. So sorry, I shouldn't have called him an NA. Sorry for that. He's a Korean AD carry. And he speaks English, and he critically talks about what he's thinking about in the game. So what you do is you watch him, you copy paste what he does, and that's it. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be fine moving forward, right? Anyway, so this is Double Lift, and I'm gonna keep this very short. But no, holy, he has Annie in his team. No, notice everything he does is for a reason. North pocket tries to clip the W against Varus. Varus can obviously E, but he plays it very back. That's why his click is south. Because he's essentially, it's like a chess game with Varus range and Ashe range right now. Again, hits the W, and notice how he ends up taking the south pocket immediately to try to use the bush, allowing Annie to gain control and forcing Blitzcrank away, and maybe even potentially using the ward. Right? He doesn't want to stay on the north side. Plays back because Blitzcrank is around, doesn't want to get hooked, tethers the max range on W, back on the wave. Same concept, right? And again, he's always moving in as Varus goes in for CS, so his eyes are always looking at the minions that Varus is trying to kill.
Yeah.
Can't find anything because of the way Blitzcrank is playing, and again, notice how we click forward. We don't find anything because we are looking for this. Varus knows he's not going to be an auto animation cancel, so he backs off, so does Double Lift, right? And that's all we do. Again, same concept, Double Lift, looking at this minion. Varus goes in, we're gonna hit him. We're gonna take these 3 casters, we can pull it. If we have a healer on our team, even better. We end up pulling the wave here. It allows us to play level 2 a lot easier because then we can chase down the opponents because of the longer lane, right? However, he doesn't opt to do that because of, I guess he's playing it safer, which is fine. Yeah. She gets pulled. He's exhaust comes out, and there's essentially a reason for every click, and that's what you have to chase for. Okay.
Okay.
That's essentially what I wanted to show you. Same concept, moving in. Varus tries to go in for the CS. This is a mistake by Doublelift. He should be looking for a potential hit, but it doesn't really matter.
To be honest, I have this extremely bad habit where I always fucking move back. And it's like, no matter how many coaches tell me, like, stop moving back at certain times, I don't get rid of it.
Well, that's where 2v2ing comes into play.
Okay.
Right? So you go into 1v1, or you go into the 2v2 bot lane with 2 other people, and you just practice levels 1 to 5. And you practice trading over and over and over and over again until you're able to do it. And then I guarantee players at your MMR will not stand a chance against you. Because they're not willing to put the effort in. They're not willing to put the practice in. That's why they're in that
Can
MMR.
I be honest? Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's so sad for me to say this, but, like, even though you pointed out so many mistakes and I understand why they're bad, sadly, it works to, like, D3 50 LP.
It does. It does. Right?
Yeah.
Hell, if you're playing in A, it even works in D1 sometimes, right? I've seen some really bad AD carry players, you know?
Mhm.
But this is not about this is not about a rank. This is about playing League of Legends correctly. The rank will
Okay.
follow up, right? The rank will definitely follow up.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Okay. That's about it. I'm not gonna keep you for too long. Do you have any questions about anything?
If I have questions, can I ask you later?
Yeah, you can DM me, or you can ask on the
Okay.
Discord. Or you can highlight me, whatever works. Just let me know.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool. Thank you so
All right.
much. This was extremely helpful.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep,
Bye.
Bye.